settle the score. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die alone, then the journey is found. So run till you die. Yeah, balls reflecting my eyes, and when they eat my flesh. But I got the power to win all the hours and run my life away. The sound of the crowd, the creak of the bones. I play it so loud with my mates so loud. It don't really matter if my world should shatter. I hold it together in honor to stone. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die alone, then turning to stone. So run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die alone, then turning to stone. So run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die alone, then turn back to stone. So run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die alone, then turning to stone. So run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you
Oh, hi, audience. What's up? It's Greg Sestero here to introduce you to the True Blue RiffCast, where they talk about amazing movies, bad movies, and everything in between. So you're listening to the True Blue RiffCast. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Greg. This is the True Blue RiffCast, the #1 RiffTrax podcast in the world. I am Jeremy, and I am joined, as always, by...
Hey, what's up? I'm Dave. I just was barely able to unmute because I was in a different thing. So, yeah, what's up? We almost didn't get Jeremy tonight.
No, you may notice I have a weird camera angle. That's because I'm using my phone. It's kind of a
Like I do all the time.
a janky thrown together way of getting my camera up on the stream. It was going to be the Dave show for a little bit. It was pretty close.
Yeah, no one wants that.
So we spared everybody the Dave show today.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, your lighting is better than mine. I might have to find some kind of alternative because like this is just like because like it's so convenient to do this in my car.
Yeah.
My new car. But the lighting in here is kind of atrocious. So if we're going to do video stuff, I'm going to have to find a ring light for my car.
Get a ring light like them youngins do. Them
like
darn kids.
all the tic-tackers.
Yeah.
All the tic-tackers playing Truth or Dare on their iPhones. Oh, what you doing there on Tic-Tac there? What you doing there on Tic-Tac there, sonny boy?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which Truth or Dare is better, the that or this movie that we got to talk about today. Because
well, that's what I was talking about. Is there another Truth or Dare?
Wow.
Is there a Truth or Dare?
People actually do Truth
TikTok
or Dare
thing that I don't know about.
Probably
on TikTok, on TikTok,
on the TikToks.
Oh, don't you know? Doing my Fargo. Can we talk about Fargo for just a second? By the way,
sure,
that is a terrible movie. I don't know why everybody likes it.
I've never seen it, so
I hate it. I like the TV show. I like the second season of the TV show, the one with Kirsten Dunst. We're gonna override that. Yeah, the TV show is great. The one with Patrick Wilson and and Kirsten Dunst. That's amazing. That's my Fargo experience. But I didn't see the movie.
I haven't seen any of it.
Well, I haven't seen the movie until like a couple of years ago, and bro, it's the same joke over and over and over again. It's like, oh golly gosh, don't you know? And it's like, oh yep, you betcha. You know, it's just like, wait, this is the whole movie? I hate this. No, it's really bad. It is real bad. Hot take. Dave doesn't like Fargo, the movie.
I can't say anything because I haven't seen it at all, so I don't really know. I don't really know much about it, other than I think Steve Buscemi's
wait,
in
how
it.
is this a thing where I've seen a classic movie and you haven't? Usually it's the other way around.
Usually, yeah. I haven't watched any of the Godfather movies, so.
Oh, I've seen two of those. I haven't seen the third one.
You've actually seen two of them?
I've actually seen I watched them during the pandemic, and I was like, oh, this is you know what I did? You know, it's so funny. I was like, oh, Al Pacino is in this movie. I didn't know Al Pacino was in this movie. Oh, this is the role he's primarily known for? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I was surprised because I thought it was just Marlon Brando and the guy from Misery.
James Caan?
Yeah, him.
I've seen that movie.
That's who I thought was. Yeah.
Oh man!
Full stop.
So, yeah.
Welcome back to the edit, everybody.
It's been a little bit. We didn't have a show.
Yeah, it's been
for the Tuesday after Labor Day weekend, just because I was busy, and we didn't have a show last week because of outages of things.
But there's something. Yeah. We were going to talk about Cobra.
Yeah,
but
and then they released Truth or Dare on Friday.
We'll talk about Cobra. Yeah, we got to talk about this. So we'll talk about Cobra another time. And yeah, is there anything else going? Well, I mean, is there anything else going on in your life? Do we want to do more banter before we jump right into the departments?
Not really. This is my last day off before an 8-day stretch that I have to work.
Ew. Oh, no.
Yeah.
You have to work at a comic book store. How terrible.
For 8 straight days. That's the only part.
Dude, that's like a dream job. I would do it.
Oh,
I would
the job
do
is
that
great,
if I
yeah.
could. Yeah. I mean, I like my job. Oh, I got to tell you. Okay. More banter stuff. Okay. Before we get into the departments. Okay. So I might start doing this more. Dave's crazy Uber stories.
Oh, there we go.
Insane people that get in my car. The other day, I picked up a reservation to go to the airport. Airport rides are a huge part of my job.
Oh, I bet.
Picking people up to take the airport, and because I'm known, the algorithm feeds me because I have this car. This car is considered a luxury vehicle, and I'm known to be out a lot earlier than a lot of other drivers. So the algorithm actually feeds me a bunch of early morning. I mean, not that I'm the only one that they're available to, but they pop up on my phone and be like, "Hey, do you want this reservation?" Usually, I'm like Johnny on stuff like boom. So like every day for the last 10 days, I've had like early morning reservations anywhere from like 4 a.m. to like 6 a.m. So that's generally how I start my day. Is I go and I pick up my airport reservation, and that puts me right into Salt Lake City for the morning rush hour.
Oh, that's good.
And so that's how I make all my monies. So, but one of my reservations the other day was this not older than us, definitely. I'd say probably about 10, 15 years older than us. So he's probably about mid-50s. Not terribly bright guy. And he was a talker. You get those from time to time. And he was telling me
I bet you love
about
that so much.
It depends on... Okay, guys, look, if you're going to talk in my car, be interesting. Okay? And if you're not interesting, don't be dumb. Like... It's but so anyway, so this guy starts talking to me about how he's I hope I'm not breaking any Uber terms of service by telling stories
I mean,
like
as
this.
long
I'm
as you
pretty
don't
sure.
mention anybody in a way that they would be able to tell that you were talking about them specifically, I think you're fine.
Yeah. Well, this guy is going to, I won't say where he went, but he said he was flying to a foreign country, a third world country, to go live with his new girlfriend because she owns a house and a car and everything there. And I was like, this guy is a reverse mail order bride. Just based on like where he was going, I was just like, this is interesting. And it didn't dawn on me until today. It's like, that guy probably got scammed.
Yeah.
That guy probably ended up in there's a RiffTrax. It would be so great, but I don't want to reveal where this guy went. There's a
He
RiffTrax
probably got
movie that
stranded
takes...
in a country where...
he probably
got there and got robbed.
stranded at the airport. Yeah, probably at the airport. And I was just like, oh, gosh, that's terrible. And I was the last person he talked to before he left. Oh, well. I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, but that's a thing that happens now, I guess, is that dudes will because it's like, oh, it's going to be so cheap to go live in this place. Like, well, yeah, well, then you got to go live in this crap hole.
Right.
I'll tell you what country it was later, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you can tell me off the air.
Yeah, I'll tell you off the air. But I felt so bad for this guy because he wasn't that bright, and I could be like, dude, this dude probably just got super scammed, and I just felt like, oh no, like I just imagine him in the airport, just like with nowhere to go.
Oof, big oof.
It's terrible.
Speaking of big oofs, let's take a look and see what the hell James Wan is doing.
Oh, I haven't looked at him for a minute. Facebook suggested him as a friend for me. And I was like, go to hell.
Go to die.
Yeah.
Go to hell and die, Facebook. Let's see. August 27th, James Wan visited the Oscars library where the screenplays of Birdemic, Sea Eagle, and Birdemic, The Resurrection are stored and available for all to read.
Screw Birdemic 2. Oh, no, wait. That is Birdemic 2.
Yeah, that's The Resurrection, yeah. August 29th, James Wan has started a music band / group called Cosmic Beauty to write and produce original songs for Birdemic the Musical and his films. In fact, Cosmic Beauty had written and produced the song Cosmic Beauty for Birdemic 3 Sea Eagle. Oh, James.
Oh, my God.
From
That's
August
insane.
30th, on September 18th, 2023, so in 5 days,
In a week, yeah.
Climate
week.
Fix will premiere in Hollywood, and it will be submitted to the 96th Oscars.
Is that going to be another...
That's it's
Image
Climate Fix:
thing?
The Solution to Fix Global Warming, a film by James Wan. It's probably like the other thing that was basically
It's probably just
was
like
Cosmic Beauty. It was just like a
images.
slideshow. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's probably going to be something similar to that, if I had to guess. Let's see. Then the next one, August 31st, and I haven't. Just so you know, guys, I would be showing these, but I haven't figured out how to do it properly with this whole Google thing here, but once we get a little bit more used to using... Oh, wait, maybe if I do this? Oh, I can.
I have no idea what you're
Actually
doing.
gonna show up.
Ah!
Haha, I did. There it is.
Oh, well,
just
I can't
hanging
hear
out
you
with-
now.
You can't hear me at all?
Oh, I can hear you now. Okay, it cut out for a second. Sorry,
Okay.
my bad.
This is just hanging out with Cosmic Beauty band member and music composer Robbie Benson, who I will be composing music for Birdemic the Musical and Climate Fix. Here's his band Cosmic Beauty right there too.
That's some great design right there.
Ticket
that
sales
probably
for
took-
James Wen's documentary short Climate Fix, which will premiere on September 18th in Hollywood. Eligible short films, standard 2D indoors. Eligible short films, standard 2D indoors. There you go. For the Oscar-eligible short films.
What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know.
What does
James Wan.
any of that mean?
It's James Wan. I don't know if any of it means anything.
Was this department my idea? Do we have to keep doing this?
No, I think it was my idea.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. I have fun laughing about him.
Yeah.
Especially just the whole thing about him starting a band. I don't know. It's James. Just stop, James.
I actually thought about Birdemic 3 a little bit during Truth or Dare, like especially at the end, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, will
you know
we
what I'm
get there.
talking about?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the credits. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Did we have the same thought?
Probably. I'm
Okay.
gonna assume we did.
All right.
Let's move on to our weekend box office results. The number one movie in the country, The Nun 2.
What the hell is that? I saw it. Just be like, is that sounds like a horror movie?
Yes, it
And
is.
all you fall freaks, all you people be like, "Oh, summer's over. We're gonna celebrate Halloween for 2 months now." So, I hate that.
It's part of the Conjuring franchise. It takes place. This movie itself takes place in 1956. A priest is murdered, and evil is spreading, and Sister Irene once again comes face to face with Valak, the demon nun.
Oh, is that like your mother? No, I won't say that.
That sounds.
but- yeah, I
It
almost
sounds
did,
pretty
but then
bad.
I realized, yeah, is it like that?
I don't
Your
know.
mother blanks in hell.
Probably Exorcist.
Okay.
Then the Equalizer 3, which I totally forgot was a thing they were making until it came out last week, and I saw a commercial for it. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 in third place. I don't know why we needed a third one of those.
I don't know why we needed a first one.
The number 4 movie is I think it's an Indian film or it's from somewhere from that part of the country. I'm not sure exactly which country it's from. But that's in fourth place. Some action movie. I like that we're getting like Bollywood and that type of stuff over here in the U.S. now, and it's kind of spreading a little more just because it breaks up all the normal stuff that we get.
Well, guess what? In about a year, we're not going to have any new movies to watch at all.
There's going to be
because of
nothing. There's
strikes.
going to be nothing.
Yeah. Also, can I say something about those strikes? Independent creators on Facebook, stop supporting this. They don't care about you.
Yeah.
They don't. They do not. Anyway, that's.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can say, hey, cool, yeah, strike and make the money that you should be making. That's all fine and good. I got nothing against that. But
Well, but just like everyone would be like, I'm united with the SAG. Like SAG doesn't give a crap about
if you're not
okay?
if you're not in SAG or one of the other
no, if you're
movie
not
unions,
in Hollywood, they do not care about you.
no.
They do not.
And then the fifth place movie is Barbie. Still up there.
Still?
Yeah. So that's what's going on.
Still
in
out there wearing
movies.
pastels and
I will say something. One of the things that makes me glad that I'm not at the movie theater. There is a movie version of Taylor Swift's current.
Oh, I heard
tour
about this.
that's coming out, and like I don't know if you've seen any stuff from that tour and like the crowds that it's drawing, just to people standing outside of the arena during the concert because they couldn't get tickets, and there's just thousands of people outside just hanging out, like, and she encouraged people for this movie to go in and act like you're at a concert.
What?
Which that's fine and good for that movie. The problem is the noise is going to carry over and it's going to disrupt other theaters. And so I'm glad I don't have to deal with that, because that's going to be a mess. It's going to be awful. It's going to be just as bad as when the Five Nights at Freddy movie opens up, because that's a PG-13 horror movie based off of this insufferable franchise, and that's going to be full of kids. I don't know a
thing about it.
And teenagers, and it's going to be Megan all over again.
Mithrigan.
Yes, Mithrigan, which was the worst movie experience ever.
At my old work, there's this very eccentric fellow, and he likes to watch like horror stuff and anime. It's very strange. He's like 60. He's like in his 60s.
Okay.
And he likes to watch on breaks. He used to watch like all this weird stuff on his phone. And on break one night, we were out there. It was me, him, and my other friend. He was I guess he was on the Mithrigan website, and he was like, they had like a talk box where you could like ask Mithrigan like questions. You could talk to Mithrigan. And I said, and I was like, oh, gross. Like, why would you do that? He's like, oh, no, I'm talking to Mithrigan, or Megan, he said. But I kept calling him Mithrigan because that's what you called it, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, well, okay, ask it this. Why did your designers decide that you decide to make you pedo bait? You know? And then my other friend just, like, lost it.
Yeah, you're not... I don't think you're wrong about that either, because, they...
I'm not going to say my other friend's name. She has a very distinct name. It'll be easier to find her, so, like, we'll just call her my other friend.
They included that character in this year's Hollywood Horror Nights or whatever at Universal, and I saw a video online that somebody took of it, and they had like 5 or 6 people dressed up as that character doing the dance that she does in the movie.
Oh, the Mithrigan dance?
Yeah, and it's definitely... Yeah, it's definitely aimed towards those particular people that we already mentioned.
Yeah, no, it's... Yeah. No, they designed it, so yeah. Yeah, it's really bad, and I really don't like it. Like... Yeah, it's very disturbing. Shame on you, Hollywood.
Yeah. Let's move on and start talking about something else that's equally as disturbing, but in a different way.
Ooh,
that is, of course, the 1986 film Truth or Dare, released last Friday by RiffTrax. Long known as one of Elijah Wood's all-time favorite movies.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he famously loves this movie.
Like loves it like the way we love Roller Gator, or
he shows this movie to everybody that he can. Like, he loves this movie.
What a weirdo. I know. Okay, look, I know I'm one to talk, okay? But, look, you're Frodo Baggins, okay? I can say whatever I want about you. But, wow, what a weirdo.
Yeah, so that's...
He shows this movie to everyone he can.
Yeah.
That is an interesting bit of trivia. That Frodo shows this movie to, like, you have to watch this movie.
Yeah, basically that's what it is.
Oh, wow.
So you could say, what the hell's wrong with you?
Well, no, I'm pretty, like, okay, so I'm fairly certain that it's kind of like us talking about it. It's just like, what is this?
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
This movie, I still don't know exactly what it was.
Okay, so talking about this movie was your idea, so I'm gonna let you take the lead. I have some things to say.
Yeah,
but
I've watched it twice now.
I watched it twice as well.
I'm still just as confused as I was before. Of course, I did. I did read the Wikipedia, which I have up, because it's really the only way that we're going to be able to adequately, describe this movie. Because
it's because like it's not quite Birdemic 3. It's not quite Dangerous Men, but man, it's its own thing. Like, I don't hate it, but I was annoyed by it.
It's messed up. It's 100% very messed up. And just
there's
real
a lot
quick,
there's lots to dig into.
Real quick, I have to share this because this blew my mind. I'm just going to get this out of the way now. This movie was followed by 4 sequels.
I can't believe that.
They made 5 movies in this series. And technically, this is the second one because it's just an expansion on the first version of it, which was in an anthology movie. It's weird.
Now, I
can't understand.
I don't understand where you go after the events of this movie, because it just seems like all the characters are spent. Most of them are, spoiler alert, the hero or the killer.
The hero. I mean, we might,
The killer doesn't, like, he kills everybody he wants to. He gets them all.
Yeah. And
it's...
we'll
We'll
get there, but I just can't understand how this.
Okay, well, okay. Oh, okay, I was about to say, but let's start at the beginning. Okay, let me pull up the Wikipedia page. I don't know if you want to take the lead on this or not.
Yeah, but I can do this. I'm basically, like I said, just going to be reading the Wikipedia page, guys, because this is just bonkers. Just reading this. So we start off with our main character, I guess. His name is Mike Strauber.
Do we start out with him, or is the very first thing we see is his wife banging another dude?
Well, it's him coming home, and then it cuts right to her, I think. I'm pretty sure that it shows him first. And then it cuts to his wife having sex with her boss, Jerry. It's like his best friend and her boss, which we figure
that doesn't
out
make any,
in a flashback.
What does she do?
I don't know. I don't think it's ever said what she does at all. It's just that she works for him now, and she's banging him.
Yeah.
And we get
so he comes home. Yeah,
we get a bunch of really weird flashbacks, like where they keep showing the same couple things.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay. So he's in the car. And he comes and he's talking to somebody on his 80s cell phone. And it's like, oh, yes, I have my glasses on now. I'm going to go home and get those blueprints that I forgot. And then I will meet you there, okay? And, like, clearly this guy has problems.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was written this way. The actor intended for him to come across like he's like not crazy, but like mentally challenged. This is like before he goes crazy.
Yeah, because he does go crazy.
Yeah, he does go crazy, but let's be like, so he gets there and like his wife, you see him in the full throes. It's not quite as bad as Rats, but you see her. Sorry, moms. You see her tits are out and everything, and they're just going at it. It's just like, what? Oh, no. No, thank you, sir.
Yeah, they're really doing it. Like,
it's really
hard
bad
style.
But so he comes into the house and be like, I'm going to look through the mail. And then Mike has this great riff. It's like, boy, I love being an 80s guy, but what I love the best is having a faithful wife.
Yeah,
so he goes
he
in, he
doesn't know
opens the door.
where she is.
Yeah. And I don't know how he doesn't hear them, but it'd be like, what's going? I'm gonna go Sharon. What was her name? Sharon. Her name was Sharon,
Yeah,
right?
Sharon. Yep.
Okay, Sharon. What is going on in the bedroom? Oh my goodness gracious! And then he looks back. He opens the door again. It's like, Jerry, no.
Yeah. And then he
So,
runs off back to his
he
car.
runs off. And then his wife is like, I was gonna tell you, but something, just go get some friends and have a great life. I guess she's throwing him out.
Yeah,
clearly,
instantly.
yeah, it's like clear. Okay, so we're not gonna try to work it out or anything. Our relationship is just over now, because even later on, because you get the sense in the next few scenes that this is all happening the same day. And later that night in the campfire scene, which I thought it was the same day.
Me too.
He's talking about his wife like they're not married anymore. And I was like, this happened this morning.
It's really weird because he drives to the beach, and this is where he starts having the flashbacks of the same stuff happening. Where his wife's on the phone and he walks into the room and she's like, "Okay, I'll talk to you later, bye." And
who was it? Oh no, it was wrong number.
Yeah. And she's talking to Jerry, and she's on the phone call. She's talking about how she's gonna leave. She's gonna tell Mike she's gonna leave him or kick him out or whatever, and it'll just be her and Jerry together. And he flashes to a dinner somewhere where he buys her a watch because she got her new job working for his best friend Jerry.
We're supposed to be that's going to pay off. The watch thing, that's going to pay off.
It has a nice little alarm beep on it, so whenever you have to go get your hair done.
It's just like his.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that.
So he ends up. He walks out on the beach. I'm thinking, he's gonna walk out into the ocean or whatever and try to off himself.
I thought that too.
But he just walks back to the car.
I thought it was gonna be like The Boy, where they just put rocks in there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That movie, The Boy, where they put rocks in. Spoilers alert for The Boy, everybody. Where they just put rocks in their pockets and just walks out into the ocean, just drown. I don't know. I kind of thought that. Now, this will come up later, what I'm about to say. But, if you just put, rocks in your pocket and you, go walk out into the ocean to commit suicide. Oh, I'm sorry, to unalive yourself. Sorry, Twitch. But wouldn't at some point your survival instinct would kick in? You just, tear off all the clothes and just, swim to, the top? I think that would be a thing. Yeah. That's going to come up later on, so put a pin in that as well.
While he's having these flashbacks, we also get a flashback of him as a child playing Truth or Dare, where he cuts his wrist with a razor blade.
To do with anything.
No, they just dare him to do it. Young Mike Strauber, played, of course, by the Backstreet Boy AJ McLean.
Seriously?
Yeah. The only person that's known for anything in that movie. He
Backstreet Boy, all you people, can't you see?
Yes. He walks back into the house or up to the room where his mom is, and he just holds his arm out to her, bleeding. And the mom looks at him, and she says, "You need to get some better friends."
His friends didn't have anything to do with it. Be like, "Oh my gosh, you're horribly injured." Or
his mom doesn't care.
Or yeah, she doesn't. Or she could have said okay, so this is a drill sergeant urban legend. There's lots of urban legends in the Army around basic training about how there was a guy who your call ends in 15 minutes.
What? No, it doesn't.
I'm going to go ahead and...
Extend call. I got it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, take care of that.
Try to get it.
Because we're doing a podcast here.
We might just have to recall in a minute.
Okay.
We'll run an ad or something.
Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah, Drill Sergeant Legends, where there's one where a guy wraps... he tries to unalive himself by wrapping a cord around his neck and jumping out of the second story window at the barracks, but like the buffer that the cord is attached to falls out of the window with him. Everybody tells that, so like, oh, this happened in my base train. It's like I've heard that from 15 different people. No, it didn't. One of these urban legends of drill sergeants is that when people tried to unalive themselves in basic training, is that this thing is being like, this is not the proper way to unalive yourself. But I'm not going to tell you the right way, across the street, down the street, that kind of thing. So she could have said that to him. But no, like if you want to show, I think what they were trying to do is demonstrate that, I guess, that the mom didn't care, but it just came across as weird. It didn't come across as like anything to do with the mom. It's just that this was a very strange dialogue choice.
Yes, very strange.
Yeah.
I think it was just meant to show that he was unstable mentally already.
Yeah. And they also wanted to set up the theme of truth or dare, which doesn't really play out at all.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
So he's driving around. He picks up a hitchhiker.
Oh, this is when I was like, oh no, this is going full Dangerous Men.
Yes, I thought that was going to be the case as well. He picks up this hitchhiker and they go to a campsite in a park. So
I think the implication here was that, number one, this is a very horrible spot to either hitchhike or pick up Johns, because I think what we're supposed to believe here is that either she's a hitchhiker or she's a prostitute.
Yeah.
And that location that they were at is not ideal for either of those situations.
Not at all. They start playing Truth or Dare for whatever reason.
So they built this campfire, and I guess he's been talking to her about all his problems all day.
Yeah. And
we don't ever get a name for this chick.
No, and I mean there is a reason for that.
Yeah, there's a reason. She's like, let's play Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
And I think like the first thing that she asks him to be like, do you still love your wife? And it's just like, earlier, yeah, okay. Yeah, like, well, of course I do. Okay. This guy does he wants to play Truth or Dare with this prostitute. I think we're supposed to believe it's a prostitute at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, okay, this is like some Holden Caulfield stuff. This is not how you get dumped, okay? This is I mean, I don't know if you've been there, but I definitely have been there. So I can speak with some authority on this matter, is that like when you get dumped, you don't go play Truth or Dare with a hitchhiking prostitute. What you do is alcohol abuse and sleep with a bunch of chicks you shouldn't sleep with. All right. That's how you do it. Okay. That's how you cope. That's how a man copes with getting
dumped.
The
only way to get over someone is to get under someone, I think is the saying.
Yeah. But no, here's the thing. It doesn't work, but that's how you do it. That's generally how. But he's doing it all wrong.
Yeah. She dares him to pull out his eye, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that. I dare you to do that."
Yeah.
And she grabs this corkscrew and pulls her eye out.
Yeah, pulls her eye out, and they like. Now, for a horror film, you would think that they would have like some kind of, but I guess they made this movie for like what? How much? Like $200,000.
$200,000. Yeah.
So it's not an insignificant amount of money, but you know, for a horror movie, you'd think that they would prioritize effects, especially like gory effects, just a little bit. They didn't do that.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, I'll pull my eyeball out. She takes this corkscrew and pulls her eye out and gives it to like her POV and gives it to Mike. And he's like, ew, gross. But then they like cut back to her and she's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine.
There's a lot of that in this movie.
I was like, okay, so clearly my thing is that like, okay, she's a demon. So where is this going to go?
Yeah. I thought she was just going to be manipulating him the whole movie or something.
Yeah, no, I thought she was going to stick around. She didn't even stick around for the rest of the scene.
No.
She disappears.
So she gets him to cut a finger off.
Oh my God.
And then to slice his chest open. And then to cut out his tongue. He doesn't cut out his tongue. He reaches into his mouth.
He pulls out his tongue with his bare hand. I have some things to say about this. Okay, first of all, the finger cutting thing, maybe. Okay? The chest cutting thing, no way. I was like, that is bullcrap. That is bullcrap. He would never be able to do that.
No.
He would never be able to stab himself in the chest because, like, take the pin out of the survival instinct thing. I don't think, first of all, this guy doesn't look like he has the strength to stab anybody or in the chest, let alone himself.
Right.
Like, pierces his rib cage. So he takes his knife and he like that. Like, bullcrap. You would not be able to do that.
No.
Like not just from like a physical standpoint, psychologically, your brain is not going to let you do that. It will not. Like try, but no, don't try it, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Twitch. Sorry, moms. I'm not saying go harm yourself, but if you did try that, you should be like your brain would not allow your fist to come down to harm you in that way. You just would not be able to do it. Right. When I was in Iraq, there was a story in Stars and Stripes. It was in Stars and Stripes. It actually happened. There was a second lieutenant who tried to unalive himself in Iraq by he had an M16. By taking the M16, flipping it around, and he tried to unalive himself that way. But he shot himself in the chest, and he missed. So I mean, like it's a crazy thing to try to unalive yourself in that area.
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna put a pin in this right here. We only have a couple minutes left on our call for whatever reason. I don't know why.
I don't know why this is happening. Yeah.
So we're gonna do a 2.5 minute ad break. That should give us enough time to get reconnected to each other, and so we will be back.
And when we come back, just to like let everybody know, we're going to be talking about ripping your tongue out with your bare hands.
Yes, so that'll be fun. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we have any subscribers in here, just you, but so they won't be able to see this. But this will be on the recording. So we're going to have just a dead spot here for a minute. So I'm going to end this call and
just send me the link.
And I'll send you a link to a new one real quick.
Okay. All right.
Doop-a-doop-boo-boo. Turn to home screen. All right. And I'm going to switch this back to here. Boop-a-doop. And we'll be right back. Starting this meeting. Here we go. Ding. Okay. Copy this. Gotta send this to Dave. Okay, and then I have to send it to myself. so I can get in my way and having my hello.
Hello.
All right, I got to get myself back in here. Hang on a second. This is gonna make for fun listening right here for everybody.
Oh yeah.
At home. Real live.
Are we back?
Behind the scenes, almost.
Oh, dude. Oh my.
We back in just a hot.
Can you vamp for like 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back. Hang on.
Yeah. We still got 40 seconds on here. No, not this. You go. You go. You go. Perfect. Turn off sound. All right, there we go. And we should be back in a few seconds. I'm not sure if we're back yet. It's impossible to tell. But we're going to be back on here. There we go. I'm not sure, again, why it kicked us out this time. It didn't do that before. I'm not really sure why. Maybe I'm on my wrong Google account or something. I don't know. But hey, look, we're back. And there's
Sorry, guys.
back.
Here I am.
I don't actually know if we're back yet because it's the regular ad thing's done, but then it says there's 17 seconds left on the ad break. So I'm not really sure what's going on. We're just going to kill time for a second.
I was absent.
Yes. Which flavor are you drinking? Spark?
Yeah, Spark. Yeah, the pink
I like
one.
Spark. It's good. It's flavorful. All right, so we're definitely back now. 100%.
I was taking a leak on the tree, then I realized that my lights were illuminating everything. I was like, oh, crap.
So, yeah, the last thing she asked him to do is cut his tongue out.
Yeah.
And
cut your tongue out. And he reaches in.
He's just like, oh, yeah, I'll do it.
His mouth. Hey, and then Mike has this great riff where he says, okay, not to be a backseat tongue ripper outer, but you do have a knife.
Yeah, because he literally just like sticks his whole hand in his mouth to rip his tongue out. Which you're not going to do. I don't care who you are. It goes back to, like you said, your survival instincts are just going to take over, and they're going to be like, dude, no.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Then we find out, hey, the girl's not real. She's
I get, yeah. So,
hallucination.
Okay, so now keep in mind that this is important. It never gets brought up again in the movie.
Nope.
Or maybe it does. But it's he is missing a finger. He has a severe chest wound. And he ripped his tongue out with his bare hands. These are 3 significant wounds. Life-changing.
Yeah.
The next scene, he's like, so the park ranger comes back. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Let's call an ambulance, and they come and they wrap him up, or they take him to the mental hospital. And it cuts to like months later at Sunnyvale Mental Hospital, and they're talking about like, hey, we have this guy, we're overcrowded, and we have to send some people away to like free up some beds or whatever. And they're like, who should we let go? And they be like, and one of them is like some rapist or murderer that they'll be like, oh, the prosecutor dropped the case, so that means he's not crazy, so let's let him go. And it's got nothing to do with anything. It's just this insane thing.
Yeah.
And then they're like, let's... No, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, they decide that they're going to let Mike out.
Yeah, they decide he's going to let him out, and
he's
they're
fine.
Okay,
he has all his
he's
fingers.
Fine.
He has his
Oh
tongue.
no! Oh, they did say that like his wounds have healed.
Yeah.
And so it cuts to a picture of him leaving, and some guy bringing his hobgoblin's car out to him, and his fingers back, his tongue is back. I mean, like, I guess the chest would have healed. It's like, that's the one thing that would have
could have
healed.
healed. Yeah, he's not a lizard.
Yeah. But like, no, it's like, it's okay. So were his injuries a hallucination? Because that doesn't make sense to me. Like like the one injury he shouldn't have been able to inflict on himself heals.
Yeah.
But the other, well, I mean, he shouldn't have been able to rip his tongue out with his bare hands, but I could at least buy that he could chop his own finger off, but like neither one of these wounds are ever brought up again. So you got to wonder why it happened. Was it just for the shock value of this body mutilation happening? And I think it's probably that last one. But I don't think they had the budget to be able to pull something to be able to, like, okay, this guy a tongue for it. Like, I guess they didn't want to do that for the rest of the movie.
They didn't want him to talk like Zoidberg? Come on.
And they wouldn't be able to hide the fact that he didn't have a finger on there, because it's not that great of a movie. So he goes there and he'd be like, and the guy who brings his car back is like, hey, give me a tip now, you jerk. And he's like, he pulls out a $1 bill. He's like, you want to play truth or dare? And he's like, what are you talking about?
No, I don't want to do that, you weirdo.
You psycho. So, like, he FOs, and he throws his discharge paperwork out of I guess that's what that was, out of the car.
I think that's what that was supposed to be.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And then he immediately goes to...
Oh yeah, he immediately goes to kill
the house.
He goes to kill Jerry and Sharon. Okay, so and Jerry and Sharon are, first of all, screenwriter, can you pick Jerry and Sharon? That's very hard to say. I just realized. Jerry and Sharon, they both have like that very similar Jasha, and that R right there. So Jerry and Sharon, oh, that's so weird. They're having marital. Are they married? They're definitely living together.
Yeah, they're definitely living together. I don't know if they're supposed to be married or not. One of the many things that they don't make clear in this movie. Yeah,
so Sharon is like, hey, do me, and he's like, no, right? So, and then he's like, I'm gonna go work in the tool shed or the garage or the shop or whatever he's got going on there. But it was Mike's house. Like, clearly this was Mike's house, and Jerry's just living there now. That's terrible. So Sharon goes out. She's on like a call.
She's like, in the kitchen.
Oh,
doing
Mike
stuff.
calls her. No, Mike calls her. Do you remember this?
Yes, he calls her.
Mike calls her, and he's like, Kenneth's like, hello, and he hangs up because he's a pussy. And so she just starts talking this dial tone to make Jerry jealous. Be like, oh yes, he won't find out about us. And Jerry comes back in, and I guess he's in the mood now. That doesn't make any sense. He's like, who are you talking to? It's like, just one of my secret admirers. And Jerry's like, you wouldn't do that to me, would you? And like, well, of course she would.
Yeah. She did it to her husband with you.
She did it to her husband with you. It was like literally the first thing we saw is you two having sex. It was revolting. Of course she would do that to you. The second you walked out and she found someone better, yeah, of course it's going to happen. But yeah.
We get a great scene with her being in the kitchen and him like standing right next to her with the knife. And she's just 100% oblivious that he's right there. She has zero peripheral vision, apparently.
Yeah.
And he's like, gonna stab her. He's literally
right there.
And Jerry comes in, and so he like runs around the corner. He ends up fighting with Jerry, and he kills Jerry, but he ends up getting stabbed in the process.
Well, we don't see him kill Jerry, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. We don't see him kill him. He supposedly did, but he gets stabbed in the process.
He definitely did. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, so he kills Jerry.
Yeah.
And he comes out, and there's this long scene, like Jeremy was saying, is that like he's standing literally right next to his wife, and his wife is just like, she's not even wearing headphones or any of that garbage. She's just being like, I'm just like chopping this celery or whatever this is, doing Ohio State things, and he's right there, and she doesn't notice him.
Yeah.
And then, this is where the watch thing pays off, because she gets like some alarm goes off on, like they even set that up like at the date with the fish tank.
Yeah.
Or being like, oh, you can set an alarm on the watch. She's still wearing the watch that he gave her, like ding, ding, ding. And it's like that stops her from getting killed.
Yeah.
Not that saves her later. But
he does.
He does, but then something happened with his alarm.
Yeah.
With his alarm, and like, so he was going to go kill her, and she has the knife in her hand. She comes around, and it was so badly staged. Like where she was like accidentally just like stabbed him, like, guys, watch the movie. It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst directed things. That's
not
ever.
Even the best part about this whole scene.
Okay.
The best part is after he staggers out of the house.
Oh.
And he's like staggering down the sidewalk because he's been stabbed in the stomach at this point.
Yeah. Stabbed. It was really more like slashed, but
like he walks
it's supposed
all
to
the
be
way
like,
out.
Yeah.
Into the distance, down the sidewalk, and until you can like barely see him anymore, and then it finally changes camera angles and he falls down, and somebody sees him and comes running over to help, and Kevin says a really great line there, and he's like, oh yeah, that looks like my stomach after I tried Arby's Meat Mountain.
Yeah, that's great.
And I had to laugh a little bit hard at that one because of my own experience with the Meat Mountain. But
is that a new sandwich?
No, that was something they had a few years ago, where it was every meat on their menu in one thing. And I ate one, and then 2 weeks later, I was in the hospital with congestive heart failure. So Meat Mountain almost killed me. Oh, this was like 6 years ago. I think it was 6 years.
This happened when I knew you?
This would have been right around the time where we first like started talking on like Twitter or whatever.
Seems like I would have remembered this.
Yeah, I think we didn't really start talking until after.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, all right.
Yeah, but so I felt that joke, and I really appreciated it. I want to know which one of them wrote it. I want to know. If I had to guess, I would say, I don't know, probably.
Sounds like a Connor line.
Honestly. Probably a Connor line is what I was thinking. And so he gets picked up. They call the police, and they take him back to the mental hospital.
Okay, well, no. Can we talk about that scene where they find him?
Yes.
Because this is like, okay, so they clearly shot this scene to be edited. To have something like interspersed, like to have Cheryl or Sharon like calling the police to like cut it up.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't do that. No. So they just left the whole one shot in there. And so the neighbors find him and they'll be like, okay, oh no, this guy, let's call the police. And the guy leaves for 10 seconds, comes back like, okay, I called the police. They said they have a car in the area and he's going to come in. And they even said, like, oh, you did all that in the 13 seconds you were gone. So clearly this in the script, this was intended for it to be chopped up.
Yeah.
And so be like, oh, here comes the cops. and I think this is the first appearance of the police chief.
He's a detective.
Oh, is he a detective? Okay, but
Yeah.
he's a bit like, okay, well, let's call an ambulance. Like the way he says ambulance, says it ambulance.
Ambulance.
But he's like, oh yeah, this is clearly that murder victim, that murder suspect that was just a few houses down. I'm like, oh, you mean the murder that literally just happened?
Yeah.
And but he's talking about it like it's like all over, like it's like. And then they have another cop that comes and be like, don't help him. Don't help this because there's nothing we can do. The only thing we...
Oh.
Oh, sorry, the thing just fell down. You can probably see my steering wheel. Sorry about that. But don't help him. We'll only end up hurting him more until the ambulance gets here. I'm like, he's bleeding out of his stomach. What are you talking about? Wait for the ambulance to get here. So he'll die.
Yeah.
Which would have been better. So anyway, that scene is just one long uncut shot. Just like, and it's like very far away. There wasn't any lights. There wasn't any lighting. Kind of like how my car is right now.
Yeah.
But it was shot the way that I look right now.
Yes,
And-
it really was. It really was.
Yeah.
It's not an over-exaggeration, guys.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like criticize like myself, but like I'm not in a $200,000 movie. I'm just in my car on my iPhone talking to my friend Jeremy about Truth or Dare. Okay, I'm not in Truth or Dare.
So we get another picture of the outside of the Sunnyvale Mental Institution, and we get another ticker on the bottom. We forgot to mention this the first time.
Yeah,
where the ticker shows up.
It's not the last time it happens either.
No, it says Sunnyvale Mental Institution like 3 weeks later or whatever it was, and it plays. It's basically playing like the old sound. People our age are going to get this, but whenever like the local news would put up like a weather alert across the bottom or like school closings, they had a little chime that would play at the beginning before it came up and started scrolling. And they do this at least 3 times showing Sunnyvale. What's that?
Just made me think of Overdrawn at the Memory Bank at the very end. You know what I'm talking about? Where it just be like diddling, like, and now for the news.
Yes,
that was the news.
Basically,
it's exactly like that.
Basically,
it's like that one joke from Overdrawn at the Memory Bank. Yeah,
yeah. So he's in a wheelchair, and the orderly pushes him in this room where he's by himself, or so we think, because then there's 2 other patients in there, and he pulls a knife out from under himself. And he smuggled it in his prison wallet.
It is, it is butt cheeks.
It's another butt knife.
This is where the dangerous man thing, and it's yet another butt knife. Now, okay, there's a couple of things about this scene that I want to talk about.
Yes.
Number one is like when they first like throw him in there, the orderly, the bearded orderly who looks just like one of the other doctors. Who ends up being a significant player in the movie going forward, I guess.
Yeah.
What he says when he puts him in this room is like, okay, here you go. We're going to put you in this room where you won't be able to hurt anybody. This is what he says, where you won't be able to hurt other people, and you certainly won't be able to hurt yourself. And I just said, he pulled his own tongue out with his bare hands. What are you talking about? The man possesses superhuman strength. And just like the wherewithal, stabbed himself in the chest. What are you talking about? He's not going to be able to hurt himself.
Yeah.
Be able to rip his freaking eyeballs out.
So he pulls out the butt knife, and he hands it to the first older patient that's in there, and he's like,
okay, so obviously these guys are hallucinations.
Yes, those 2.
Okay,
were
so why should we
hallucinations.
care? Why should we care if they mutilate themselves?
Well, because I don't think we're meant to know that they're hallucinations immediately. And
but we do know
other
that
people, because there's nobody else in the room. But
Yeah, we know there's nobody else in the room because Fat Beardo Man put him in there and said, you won't be able to hurt anybody else in here, and certainly not yourself.
So that's why he was hallucinating, because he wanted people to hurt, I'm guessing. But he told the one guy, truth or dare, I dare you to cut your hand off.
And no one's taking truth in this. Like this is just...
Everybody's just doing
okay,
it.
so I think that they had this scene for two reasons. One is to justify calling this movie Truth or Dare. And
I'd agree with that.
It comes up one other time. And that's at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
And the other one is to have more gross body mutilation written by a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the only reason they had this scene, so that they could have that guy. So they here, old guy, truth or dare, dare. Like, oh, it's just some guy from Boston. They're like, I dare you to cut your arm. No one takes truth because obviously they're not here. They don't know. They don't have any truth to tell. But it's dare. Obviously, it's going to be dare. So, but why have truth? Because it's like the only truth that was accepted, be like, oh, give me the truth, was with the ghost hooker saying that, do you still love your wife? That was the only truth.
Yeah.
There's no like confess your sins, like tell me some horrible thing you did with this truth. Otherwise, you have to cut your arm off or put a grenade in your mouth and blow your head off.
Yeah, that's what he does to the other guy.
The other guy. Yeah.
He tells him to put this. He's like, put this grenade in your mouth and blow your head off, and the guy just does it. And then the guy who cut his hand off tells, I already forgot his name, Mike, to cut his face off. So he's like, okay, I'll cut my face off.
So the knife is real.
Yeah, he cuts some of the meat off of his cheek, and they're like, oh, he cut most of his own face off.
Like, no, he didn't.
No. And then we get a cut. Then the orderly comes in to see what the heck's going on, and he saw that he cut his face off, and they're going to wheel him out, and Mike's just like, wait! And then it shows the guy's head blowing up with the grenade.
I don't know why we're supposed to care about that, because we know he's not real.
Yeah.
At this point, we figured it out that they're not real. Even if we didn't know, we weren't supposed to know when it first happened, we definitely know that they're not real now.
Right. So we get a cut to 5 months later. We get another
5 months, yeah.
Another outside look of the thing with the Chiron going across the bottom there. And
now for the news.
Yeah.
That was
it cuts back in, and he's got this mask on.
Yeah, they gave him a serial killer. They gave him not a serial killer, but a movie
copper mask.
Yeah. I
want to try and find a picture of this.
Kind of reminded me of. I think they wanted him. Well, I don't know if it existed at this point. It probably didn't, but it sort of looked like Vega's mask from Street Fighter.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little tiny bit.
Let me see if I can.
It's so crap.
Okay, I'm gonna show this real quick because this movie or this mask is so
bad.
Great. This is his mask, guys. That's his mask right there.
How are you supposed to see out of that thing?
There's little slits. You can kind of see eyeball right there. So that's the mask he's wearing. The orderly comes in, and he's like, check this out. He's like, I got him a present. And it's a framed
picture. Oh, yeah, it gives him
a
framed picture of his wife. And I don't know, why did he do that?
Just to mess with him. So he, freaks out in his cell. He starts jumping around like a monkey. Literally, it's like a monkey. And he's, throwing stuff and slamming stuff around.
Like, my wife exists!
Yeah, a different orderly comes in to try and calm him down, and Mike stabs him in the eye with a pencil.
Yeah, with a pencil, yeah.
And then
can we
takes
talk
off
about the
running.
argument that other orderly had with a third orderly that doesn't come into play ever again?
Yes.
Be like, so like listening to music, like, and the other guy, I guess he's reading like a Playboy, looking at boobs in a magazine, and like, hey, do you hear that? Like, no, I'm listening to music. Oh, the music is over. Go. Like, why are you yelling at him like that? Why don't you go take care of the crazy guy?
Yeah.
And you have him in a rubber room. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
here's the thing. It was around this point in the movie, I think, when you started sending me the messages asking me if a kid wrote this.
yeah.
It seemed like something a kid would write. And sure enough, as we looked on the Wikipedia,
Yeah.
the guy who wrote this movie, Tim Ritter, was 17 years old.
17 years old. So a literal child wrote this.
Yes.
That's why there's that's why it's so weird. Like it's the proper term for what this is called juvenilia. And it's things that you write when you're a juvenile, and it is juvenile and stupid, and generally people don't consider it part of their personal canon. This guy obviously did. He kind of like based the rest of his creative life after it, apparently, because they made 5 movies.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
He was originally the director.
Yeah.
But tensions between himself and the producers of the movie
Yes.
got him, ultimately led to him being removed from production on the first day of filming. Because he was an 18-year-old kid when they started making this movie.
He's probably acting like a dick.
Yeah, because he was an 18-year-old kid. So anyway, Mike escapes again. He steals a car that just happens to be full of weapons. He ends up like nearly getting run off the road by this car of, I don't know, what are they supposed to be,
hooligans?
like punks? Hooligans?
I don't know.
Junkies?
But anyway, he kills all of them in this ridiculous chase scene. I don't really have much to say about it.
He goes around and he's just like killing anybody that gets in his way.
But the
as
thing
he's
is,
on
like,
his way
okay,
to
so
Sharon.
what they'll do is they'll just like flash pictures of like, because he kills all the hooligans in the car after the ridiculous chase scene.
Yeah.
And the car, of course, the car explodes.
Yeah. And it's like
And burns them
intercutting
all
pictures
alive.
of,
And then he
I'm
goes
guessing,
to-
Sharon's car in between the actual car that blew up. He kind of does that a
Yeah.
couple times where he like
Yeah,
like
there's that-
he's seeing
there is
that
a
he's
scene-
doing it to these other people.
Yeah, okay, so there is a scene I want to talk about that it's very strange. I think it happens right after this. Is that he's on his killing spree, and he sees a bunch of people sitting at, like, I guess a bus bench, and it's like an old lady and 2 dudes. And I think the people are supposed to be is like the orderly that was giving him a hard time, his wife, and I guess Jerry. I don't know. You'll have go back and take another look at it. But and so the people there, he has a gun. He's clearly out of his mind, and these 3 people who are his next victims just sit there and wait for him. And just wait to get mowed down, and of course they do, and they just like they get shot, and they just like slide off of the bench, and you can see like they lingered on the shot for way too long. They left it all in. You could see like they're just like, they don't really know how to act like dead bodies, which like. And you can just see like their legs moving, and just like, they're like, oh, should my other leg come down off the bench too? Okay, and she'll just like pull her leg down, and so it's that, and they left it all in. They left it all, even in the 75-minute version. They left it all in. And then we get something that I didn't quite understand. Do you understand why they thought he was in the shed when the trigger happy cop showed up? Like, what happened there?
I think he I think they thought he ran into the shed, like from the car. And
but an officer was okay. So when Fat Cop shows up, an officer is already like has been shot and is bleeding to death right there, right?
Yeah.
So who
and
shot
I think
him?
the officer said he's in the shed.
So who shot him? Did the drunk shoot him or did Mike shoot him?
I think it was supposed to be Mike.
So they think Mike is in the shed.
Yeah. And yes,
it just so
they do,
happens
because
that-
after he burns it down and they're looking at the skull, the doctor's like, "Oh, this is not Mike Schubert or Strauber."
This is clearly the town. And he says it, this is clearly the town drunk.
Yeah.
So it just happened that the town drunk was in there. So I was confused. Like, so did the town drunk shoot the cop in an otherwise unrelated?
I think the implication
shooting?
is that Mike killed the town drunk, put him in there. So when they burned it down, they would think it was him or something. I don't know.
So okay, guys. So what happens in the interim here is that Fat Cop, there's another Fat Cop shows up, and for some reason he wants to embark. Like this late in the game, he's a brand new character. He wants to like do justice to this to Mike Strobel, and so he wants to be Mr. Rogue Cop Man, and he'd be like, okay, we're coming down. Blam blam. First of all, he pumps the shed full of lead.
Come on out with your hands up! Blam, blam, blam.
Yeah, blam, 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 blam. Right.
Anyway,
so
it just started
then
blasting.
Be like, anyway. So, but in case that wasn't enough, there happens to be some like gasoline, I guess, or some kind of flammable substance.
Yeah.
And he just douses this entire shed with it and burnt be like roast in hell, son of a whore. And the thing goes up, and I think they did that just because they had a shed that they had access to. That I'm going to tear this thing down. If you guys want to burn it for your movie, that's fine. Whatever. Just make sure the fire department's here. So they do that, and the chief, who I don't know if we're gonna have time to fully dig into the chief, comes in and just berates this guy and be like, "You psycho." Being like, I did everyone a favor by taking out this serial killer man. Blah, blah, blah. And it's why is this happening? These two essentially brand new characters that we're supposed to care about. Why is this movie suddenly about them? This is more like Dangerous Man all the time. So and then that thing with the coroner and the dental record man, the old coot who looks at the teeth, that scene happens, and they're like, "Oh no!" And then, but then the chief says to Fat Cop, "It's you killed an innocent man." So did Mike kill the town drunk, or did Fat Cop?
I don't know. I think it's just bad writing.
Yeah, okay. So
that's what I'm gonna.
Anyway, so we move into the end game of, and I've talked enough. I'll let Jeremy take this part of it.
Yeah, he ends up on his way to Sharon's because they finally realize where he's going, as if it wasn't going to be obvious the whole stinking time. But Detective Rosenberg...
The woman who wrongs him and he's already tried to kill once?
Yeah.
Why isn't he in prison?
Yeah, because he kept going to the mental hospital.
That is easily escapable.
Yes.
When they're not letting him out.
So Dr. Thorne got there first, and he is unable to save Sharon and ends up getting killed in a shootout with Mike, who does also get shot. And Detective Rosenberg shows up.
Oh my gosh!
He
no,
basically
Mike got shot 5 times, dead in the chest.
Hey, we've seen it before. It's happened before. The people didn't die. What was it? Fugitive Rage?
Dick Dorkins.
Yeah, Dick Dorkins.
Yeah, and Dick Dorkins, and in Split Second. Fugitive Rage and Split Second. where just get Dorkins armored.
Yeah.
So
that's what happened to Mike. He got the Dorkins armor.
Okay, so he shows up, and I guess he was able to kill Sharon or Cheryl,
Yeah.
whatever her name was.
Sharon, yeah.
And so he has a final showdown with the chief.
Who talks him down?
And how does he talk him down?
Go for it.
He says, "Big, I almost called him Jeremy. I don't know why. Mike, you want to play a game? Let's play Truth or Dare." And I'm just like, this is so unearned.
Yeah.
Like, how does he even know to ask him that?
That's a very good question because
it's like we've seen he's only played. Okay, so he played Truth or Dare with his stupid kid friends.
Yep.
When he cut himself. Okay, I don't know how the cop man would have known about that because his mom clearly didn't tell anybody about it because she didn't give a crap because all she did was be like, you need to get some new friends. It's like, I'm bleeding here.
I sliced my wrist, Mom.
He played Truth or Dare with the ghost hooker.
Yeah.
No one knew about that.
No, because she didn't exist.
Yeah.
And by the time someone saw him, he didn't have a tongue.
Yeah, and now he does. Yeah, see, we've already forgotten about that. He played Truth or Dare with, or just Dare, I guess, with body mutilation with those two other dudes that didn't exist.
Yeah.
And that's the only time any of this has happened. So the whole thing for Truth or Dare, I think, is completely unearned. It's an unearned theme. It doesn't really have anything to do with anything that's going on.
No, not at all.
Like it wasn't about like it was just an excuse to have it was just a mechanism to have body mutilation in it. And the movie certainly didn't need to be called Truth or Dare.
No, not at all. It was for one stupid little thing at the end that was just stupid. It was dumb. And where does he end up back at the end of the movie?
Oh, he ends up back at the same place. He ends up back at Sunny. Like what? I don't. But okay. The script was written by a 17-year-old.
Yeah. Oh wait, I did forget to tell the actual full title of the movie because it's not just Truth or Dare.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's a very Birdemic type thing. It's Truth or Dare, a Critical Madness.
Now, the reason we were both reminded, I'm gonna go ahead and say, you tell me if I'm wrong. The reason I was reminded, I guess I should say, about Birdemic 3 was that over the credits, as the credits roll, okay, so we get like Sunnyvale, we get that's the last thing that happens in this movie is we get the establishing shot of Sunnyvale, and then it just ends, like that's how it happens, and we get this very 90s or 80s ballad, 80s pop ballad with this female singer singing this song called what was the subtitle again? What was it called? A Critical Madness.
Critical Madness, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a song called A Critical Madness, and Critical Madness were lyrics in the song, and the reason it made me think of Birdemic 3 was because, number one, there's a terrible song that plays over the end credits of Birdemic 3, but there's also another song called Cosmic Beauty, which was one of the themes of Birdemic 3, like Cosmic Beauty, sang by our good friend, what's his name? The guy who sings? Hanging Out With My Family, Damian Carter.
Yes, Damian Carter.
So I was like, oh my gosh, this is Birdemic 3 now. Is that just like this completely inappropriate, like clearly made for this movie song? Like they paid for this movie to be written and produced so that they could play it over and because it doesn't exist, it's not some deep cut on someone. They didn't go to like Kazaa or wherever and like search lyrics for Critical Madness. No, they clearly had this song produced. It was made for this movie. Like all the songs were in Birdemic 3, and it's so inappropriate.
Yes.
It's so just like not like what any of like this movie was about. It's just bad. It's crazy. It's one of the. I mean, like it's like for me, it's very classic RiffTrax, like something we might have gotten like 2012 and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Or even like 2017.
Absolutely.
I thought a lot about Guy from Harlem. I thought a lot about Psychotronic Man. Just like the poor quality of the video.
Yeah.
I thought about The Room too a little bit, just like at the beginning, because like all the talk about cheating wives and suicide and contemplating this stuff. It's like everyone betrayed me. Like, oh, Sharon, how could you? It's be like, Lisa, everyone betrayed me. I'm fed up with this world.
Yeah, that was 100% the feeling from some of those scenes.
So, but yeah, that's Truth or Dare. That's the movie.
Yeah. Right, Dave. I guess it's time to score it.
Yep. Oh God, there's gonna be. We didn't even talk about the music. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Oh God. Yeah. The inappropriate and amazingly grating synth tracks.
Yeah. Like they had two tracks. They're each 3 notes that were repeated over and over. One on the piano and one on some synth. That was like their driving theme. Yeah. So, what's our first thing?
The plot.
This actually had more. Okay, well, the plot is very bad.
It's very
but
bad.
It has more of a plot than what have we watched recently? It has more of a plot than Cats. It has more of a plot than, even though we watched Cats a year ago. It has more of a plot than Copper Mountain. I always go back to Copper Mountain. That's like it's but I don't know, man. Just the fact that there was one, I want to give him at least there's some kind of credit for things happening, at least. So I'll give it a 2, or not a 1 or a 0, but 2.
A 2.
Giving it 3 would be way too much.
Yeah, that's too much respect. The acting.
See, now this is a hard one because the acting was horrible. There was one scene that we didn't talk about, and it was like with the orderly, the doctor who looks just like him, and some random second female doctor that we never ever see again.
Yeah, where she's talking about how she can help him.
Yeah, or he was triggered off. Yeah, that's to be like, but that's really more like dialogue to talk about. But the acting, like I think Sharon. I think she did an okay job. Like, you could tell, I mean, she wasn't just in this movie for her boobs.
You're right.
I think she was probably the best actor in the whole movie. But overall, I mean, he's definitely not Garbage Day Man. That guy is a brilliant actor. Just like a master class of just like psychotic horror, which Silent Night, Deadly Night, for all its faults, that guy lit it up. But this guy is not that guy. So I don't know. I think Cheryl probably saves it from being a 1, but I'll give it 2.
2, okay. The dialogue.
Oh, 0. Because I can't just. It's so bad. It's so bad. It was written by a 17-year-old.
Yeah. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Cinematography.
Find some friends and be happy.
Yeah, get some better friends, kid.
I'm trying to think. Were there any? I don't remember. Were there any? Did they do anything with it? I mean, like with the camera?
No, the only establishing shots we got were stills of the outside of the mental institution.
Yeah, 3. Like, I hate scoring it so low, but it doesn't deserve a 3. But I don't know if it deserves a 1. It wasn't horrendous. It wasn't unlook-atable like a lot of things are. I mean, the video quality, I mean, that's not cinematography. So 2. It just seems like 2 is like my go-to lately, but
Editing.
oh my gosh. This is see, like with a lot of RiffTrax lately is that there's a 90-minute version of this. We got the 75-minute version. I think that, I don't know, because the way it was edited in this version, I feel like there was a lot of stuff that we didn't get. But I don't know if that would have been in the 90-minute version either. There was like a lot of stuff that just wasn't explained. But I
don't think any of that was explained in the other thing either.
Okay,
Looks like we're
so I'm
running
gonna
out of
go
time again.
Okay, yeah, I don't. What is going on with that? So I guess we'll hurry up here. 1, just because you look at like the sequence at the very beginning, like when he's find out he's getting cheated on, and he's going back and forth, and there's like this. Oh, they did do one thing with cinematography. If we're going to be talking, I just remembered the thing with the fish tank. That was horrible. So. Yeah, but I got to go with 1 just because
it was
of
really
how
bad
poorly
and
all
confusing.
how like all the flashbacks and even everything else was handled, but especially the flashbacks.
Special effects. They did actually have some. They weren't great, but they had some.
Well, I think it has to get knocked down for the simple fact that they couldn't be bothered to keep the guy's tongue. They made a big deal about pulling the guy's tongue out of his mouth with his bare hands and cutting his finger off, and they couldn't be bothered to do an effect for either for the rest of the movie. I gotta go with 1 just for that, just because they couldn't be bothered to have any kind of continuity with that.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Sound and music.
I think I have to go 0 because of the music,
bad.
because of just like those. It was both like just like those 3 notes on either track, where there was just like the piano to be like wistful.
Well, there was that end song too over the credits.
Yeah, that was horrible. So I think we got to go 0 on this. I mean, you can go higher if you want. I won't be mad at you if you do.
No.
Okay.
Directing.
I think I got to go 0.
I'm 100% good with that.
Okay.
The personality of the movie, the character and the personality of the movie.
This might save it.
This, I think this is going to save it.
I think I'm not going to.
Did your thing fall again?
I don't know what's going on with it tonight. Sorry, guys.
We're having some weird issues.
Yeah, this didn't happen last time. The last couple of times we've been doing this, but personality is no. I got to go 4. I mean, it's not like Roller Gator or like Rock and Roll Nightmare or Psychotronic Man, which all get 5s, but it does have a very distinct personality, and I actually watched it twice.
Yeah.
I gotta go 4.
I agree. I think it was a good decision for them to use this movie.
Yeah.
I actually
this was
like
excellent.
This riff.
This was excellent movie picking. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, did the riffs make it watchable?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I would not have watched this without the riff.
There's-
That's the answer to the next question.
There's another joke in here that it bored me a little bit. When he was driving in the stolen car, and the guys looking for the guy and the two girls that were like looking for their joint that they lost in the middle of the road.
Oh,
or whatever.
God. Yeah.
And he pulls up and looks at him, and I think it's Kevin that says it. But he's just like, "Hi, I'm a Ferrero Rocher." Or it might have been Bill, but that one, I loved that joke because it very much looked like a crappy wrapper stuck to his face.
Yeah.
But it was very good, yes.
But it was excellent.
I would not have watched this movie. Well, I probably would have if somebody would have said, "Hey, check this out." If Elisha Wood would have said, "Hey, watch this movie," then I would have said, "All right, sure, I'll check it out."
I'd have been like, "Okay, Frodo, yeah, whatever."
But yeah, after seeing it riffed, there's no way that a vanilla version would. I don't think I'd be able to watch it.
No, I wouldn't watch this. No way. Yeah, I mean, I know. I've been listening to some past of our episodes, and I say a lot. Oh, I would have done 10 minutes of this and noped out. And it's become kind of like a little bit of a cliche, but yeah, that's the same thing. I would have noped out. I wouldn't have watched this. It's that bad.
Yeah, this one is a definite must buy though. Like watch this
guys,
riff,
get
guys.
this. Yeah, this was very good. This is classic. This is classic golden age. All the things.
Yeah.
RiffTrax. Everything we love about RiffTrax, this movie is.
As of right now, I have a pretty solid top 3 for this year, and this is definitely one of them for now. We'll see.
Oh yeah, this I think this might be a Riff of the Year contender.
Yeah, this is up there, big time.
Mm-hmm.
But before we run out of time on our wonderful Google Meets video chat, I think we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, because things are going wrong very, very, very quickly.
I think it might just have something to do with the way I have to do it on my phone under my other account. That might be the problem.
And like my camera is not wanting to cooperate and get the freaking thing the way. Yeah. See. Okay.
So hopefully next time it's a little, at least a little bit back closer to normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for us today. If you like what you heard today with us rambling on about Truth or Dare, and want to support us or can support us, you can do so in a number of different ways. Mostly, you could subscribe right here on Twitch. You can send us bits through Twitch or whatever, tips or whatever. And of course, we also have our Patreon at. That's patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffCast. If you want to go ahead and support us there, or can, or care to, we don't really care, guys. You don't have to. The most we ask.
Why do we even bring it up?
Twitch.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody really enjoys this.
I'm being a jackass. Yeah. As per you.
Yeah, and you can follow the podcast on X because that's still active. That's the only thing I use it for is the podcast at TB Riffcast. I know most people are dumping that off, but and I'm everywhere else. It's PB and Awesome everywhere.
And I'm Dave. You can check me out on Amazon and Audible. Get on my books, Dave Chadwick. Just do a search and you'll find me.
Get the books. Get the books. All right, guys, we will see you right here next time on the True Blue Riffcast.
See you later.